Just 1, 2, 3. Welcome everybody. Thank you for your patience. Had a quick workout. I think 8 to 11 might be too close. I think I might switch it to 9 to 12. Not enough time to eat, digest, workout. Because it's harder to work out late at night. 11 p.m. to 2 a.m. is like a huge gap where I don't want to. I'm like, yeah, I shouldn't be working out at midnight on the street. So I might switch it to 9 to 12 and then 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. Welcome Shadow, welcome everybody. But we'll see. It's just I'm still discovering if this is a good plan. You know, it takes time to dial your schedule in when it's kind of intense. Welcome Nicola. There we go. Got Shadow. Welcome Addie Love. We got Todd here. I hope everybody's had a good day so far, nice and hot here in Houston, Texas. Breathing in, I'm aware that I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I'm aware that I'm breathing out. Always good to relax after you exercise. It's good to be responsible for your energy, so other people don't have to be. You know what I mean? If you're not responsible for your energy, somebody else has to deal with you. Imagine you go through life and people have to deal with you because you don't know how to deal with yourself. Please be responsible for your energy so that other people don't have to carry you. Or the cops. That's an option we're not trying to. That's a non-option that people choose. How's the energy today in your life? Good day? Productive day? A restful day or a restless day? Hopefully not restless day. Beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. Very nostalgic energy recently, right? During summertime, many people have time to contemplate about life, how things used to be, family life, summer life. There's a lot of energy stored in the season itself, right? Maybe when you used to be a teenager, before things maybe fell apart. But you can also build your life today. Build your life. swirling. Thank you, Linda. Thank you, Ali. Breathing in, I'm aware that I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I'm aware that I'm breathing out. And find your center. Try it. Do like this. Your center line. When you're center, you can draw the line where your center is. And then you can find the dotted center, which means center and center right here. They call centered for pointed focus. And you let go. Let go of control, just let things be. Many people know how to control, but they don't know how to let go. I have to deal with those people a lot, for whatever reason. Maybe I'm good at convincing people to let go, because they just can't control me. But I try to act like they can, just so they can have fun, you know. When I go home, when the stream ends, I let go. A new me, fresh energy. But some people, they go home from work, they take work home. They have dinner. They take work to dinner. Ooh, a little work at dinner is fine. It's normal to talk about work, but we have to learn how to put it down too. And just breathe. Because we spend so much time at work. Work's like our second home, but we have to know where our real home is. Right now. No analyzing, don't need to think, let go. Which can be very difficult to just not overanalyze. Welcome Todd, Michael, Shadow, Unicorn. Welcome. Sister May, Ali. Thank you, Linda, for the tempo flutes. A couple new flutes come in tomorrow. I'll probably debut tomorrow night after Unity. What kind of flute would you like to hear today, brothers, sisters? More Native American drone flutes? Big bass, contrabass flutes? How about this new one from I Am Sounds, little baby flute? This is a F sharp. Yes, I'm back in Houston. F sharp minor. The other flutes seem out of tune. This one seemed more in tune. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Welcome, Bill. Thank you for the follow, Marvin. Maya's here. Got Cayman. Come set 70. Got Shadow. Keeping it grounded, peaceful, authentic, positive. Thank you for 26,000 likes. Thank you. Welcome to the Flute party. Are those fake candles? Oh yeah. Of course. If it was real candles, I would be really hot in here. Which I've done before, you know. Try meditating in front of 108 candles. Holy. But even 5, I used to make my own candles to save money. Very hot still. For real. I would be meditating for an hour and I would be sweating the whole time, but to me it was spiritual training. Right? You just sit there and sweat. Like a what do you call it? Like a sweat lodge, basically. Feels like you're gonna faint from time to time. The mind will say, "Why are you doing this to yourself?" Mantras help. Repeating mantras. Thank you. Yeah. What is the power of meditation? I lost a lot in life that I even lost hope. Meditation doesn't give you power, but it gives you awareness. You get to see why you're lost in life. But before you see that you're lost, you have to learn to see first. Right? I call it the art of awareness. It's like you don't know why you're lost because you're not really looking. Maybe you're not lost. You're just finding your way after all. Sorry to hear you lost your mother, brother, and friend in a short space of time. You wouldn't be here seeking questions and answers. If your life was going well, but at least there's some place to go to ask some questions, Randomly, there's communities of people helping each other. Because life's not supposed to be easy, Sometimes you fall into depression. Nobody signs up for depression. May I please have I need more of that. Like, nobody says more depression, please, Unless it's you, let me know. Right? Give me more suffering, please. Unless you're crazy like me. I started realizing how blessed I am because I'm happy in the moment. I asked for some suffering because I realized, man, my life's too blessed. Let me get out of my comfort zone. The only thing that keeps me going is my studies, sis. My South Africa. Yeah. When you have no purpose in life, you've made a purpose to not have purpose. If you can decide that you have no purpose, can you decide to have purpose? It can't be that easy. Right? The person that says I can and the person that says I can't are both right. I can find my way. I can't find my way. Which one is better for you? Believing in yourself or doubting yourself? Sometimes doubting yourself works, but most of the time believing in yourself is what we need to do more. I can find my way. I'm gonna learn to find my way. Ooh. I'm gonna be around people who look like they found their way. Ooh. I'm gonna make a reason to find a way. Or will you make a reason to doubt? No, I'm in Houston now. There's nothing wrong with doubting, just don't do too much of it. Doubting is not bad because sometimes you're like, Sometimes some people be shady, like, this person seems like they're coming to use me. Right? You got doubts. Thank you, Welcome Priestess of Wonderland. Thank you for the raid. All the flutes like this are made in Brazil. When you see this, the band and the hummingbird, that's all made. This one is made in Peru though. Yeah. There's a frog on here, looks like a toad. Or, right? I mean, to me, that looks like a toad. This is the loudest flute I have, actually. And it's very hard wood. A special technique you can use is turning the microphone volume up. Welcome, Sister Grace. We got Liberation, Cradon. Thank you, Sherry, for your donation. Thank you. We can turn the mic up but play the flute very gently, which create a sedative experience, you know. The I Am Sound flutes are 3D printed, and I would say they're okay. I'm noticing that they're kind of out of tune when I play them. Like it just doesn't, something's not clicking or it's not tuned properly. I don't know, like when I play it, I don't feel something. It's a great starter flute, yeah. 3D printed flutes are all... Yeah, I would recommend you just getting a wooden flute from like High Spirits or Butch Hall on eBay. Like just get a used wooden flute or a new one that's cheap. You would want the wooden flute anyways. It just requires a little bit more research. But luckily, if you just research on YouTube from Horizon Flutes, I have 2 I Am Sound flutes, but I avoid them, you know. I have small ones. I'm noticing this one's not really tuned properly to 432 hertz. This one's good. Get what you can afford. From what I heard, the cheapest one that's wooden is from Butch Hall, and that's a well-known high spirits. You can buy used high spirits flute. When you, I started with PYN flutes, and they sound great, which is 3D printed flutes. Yeah. The thing is, I have no experience with the IM sound flutes other than these two and what I've heard. So I can't really speak on it. You know what I mean? I can't speak on it. But if you're in the UK, I think the PYN Flutes is a 3D printed flute company that very consistent, you know. Very cool guy, and don't overmarket themselves. I like it when people have a balance in marketing themselves and making art. Right? Like when you make good art, good artists aren't always marketing themselves. When I see people overmarket themselves, it makes me feel like it's more business than art. And that's where that just makes sense. Yeah, all the PYN flutes I have are, the only downside is that PYN flutes doesn't make 432 hertz flutes very much, but they make quality flutes. Again, just research, you'll find. I recommend you getting a wooden flute or a bamboo flute. It's a lot harder to find bamboo flute makers, but they're there. What's the benefit of 432? If you're a sound healer, it matters because it helps calm people down a lot more. Like just the frequency helps, but if you suck at playing the flute, you're not calming anybody down. So you at least have to be pretty decent for 432 hertz versus 440 hertz to even make sense. Like if you don't practice, 440 or 432 hertz doesn't matter. But when you're decent at fluting and you are a flute sound healer, it does make a difference, but they're all good if you just play from the heart, right? It's more about playing from the heart than about the frequency, unless you are a sound healer who's dialed into the art, which is which is not very many people. That's it. I'm just being honest with y'all in my personal experience. Right. Almost every flute in here is 432 hertz, but not all of them. Like this one is not 432. This is 440 hertz. But when you play the flute a little bit more gently, I'll show you what I mean. Another course with Brother Thanet. This tuner is tuned to 432 hertz. So anything that hits the center line means it's tuned to. Check this out. That right there is around 440 hertz. But if you just play it a little bit more gently, that's why when I hear people talk about 432 hertz, this and that, I'm like, they don't even know what the hell they're talking. They don't use 432 to heal. They just know in philosophy. So if you own an instrument that's 440 and you just play with emotion and gracefulness, the tuning drops down to 432, making it more calming. When I hear a flute that's 440 hertz, I know instantly. Which surprised me. I'm like, that's 440. Because I can feel the difference, right? It's not about I hear the difference, it's I feel it. Right? Because I use it every day. Most people won't notice the difference. 440, you feel in here. 432, you feel in your body. 440 hertz, you feel up here. So it's very cerebral. People who are in, right? A lot of people read books. They love classical music tuned to 440, right? So it makes you read books, very productive. But those people also don't know how to stop their brain or slow it down. They can read a book, but they can't stop thinking. They can lock in. I hope you learned something about 440 and 432. Here, I'll give you another example. I don't have many flutes that are 440, but the ones that I do, they're excellent. This is made by JD Flutes. .440 hertz, F sharp minor. It even says here. Contrabass 440, okay. When the flute is exotic, it don't even matter 432 or people are like blissing out anyways. Yeah, 440 is good if you're playing collectively as a group. Because everything that's standard tuning, right? 432 is for the rebels. You're like, man, F440. What you gonna do about it? Everything I do is gonna be 432. Like, why the hell would you do that? You know what I mean? It's the rib. I didn't choose the 432 path. I tried to buy all these Flute 440 and they sent 432. That's the honest truth. Okay. This I bought in 440. They sent 432. I'm like, bro. Okay, I guess the universe want me to 432. Then I realized I already had flutes that were tuned to 432. I didn't even know it. Because I don't know stuff about tuning until a couple years ago. Okay. For example, this is a Chinese flute. Shao. I thought this thing, man, the flute, the factory made this flute out of tune. What the hell? Nope. It was just 432. Do I have any triple drones? I do. What are like the top 3 flute makers? That's hard to say. When somebody is an artisan flute maker, there's different levels of top, right? What top flute maker mean is different to everybody. Some, they're more business driven. Some, they're more focused on, right? Some flute makers try to not overprice their flutes because they know the rest of the flute makers are overpricing. Like, whoa, is that right? I would put the people pricing it reasonably above the overpricing one because they want their flute to be accessible to people. I like having access, you know. Because if you have access to excellent sound healing tools, the world experiences more sound healing. But the issue is many people buy flutes and they don't even play it for other people. They just have a collection sitting in dust. But they like to collect flutes. Why the, sad flutes not being used. And also, when you listen to a flute being played, a lot of how the flute is being played, like you can have an excellent flute and somebody plays it bad. And then you can have a decent flute and somebody's playing it with excellent skill. So it's really hard to tell who has the most excellent one. And I'm still figuring it out because I have not bought, like, I've never tried a ton, but recently I'm about to get really, high quality flutes are coming, to say the least. Right. I just want the flute in tuned. I want the flute maker to be proud of what they make and is in tune, that's it. And not overprice it. That's the standard for me. Don't overprice, be proud of your work, and make sure it's in tuned. Let's continue with some flute. Are y'all ready to pick some flute? How would you like to feel today so I can curate a little flute action for you? How would you like to feel when my lungs are stronger from flute playing? Flute playing is a form of meditation for sure. You want to feel mystical? Attention, all you plays and peers, right now is the place to be. Oh, wait, that's the wrong mystical. Magical, okay. Relaxed, okay. I'll bring a gong in the future. We have space now. Gong space. Okay, this is called the Mystic Village Flute. D minor for 32 hertz from Brazil. This is G minor for 32 hertz. We're naming this one the fairy flute, okay? So I'm gonna play the demo. This is gonna be smiley face, crying face. Let me know. And now we're going to vote, okay? Smiley face will do the mystic village flute. Crying face will represent the fairy flute. 50 seconds to vote. Okay. Moderators, just vote in the chat. The fairy flute is winning. Just in the chat, you can just put the emote or type the word smiley face, crying face, fairy flute, mystic village flute. And looks like the fairy flute has dominated. Here we go. Enjoy the soundscape. Welcome, Soul Snow. It's your birthday. Happy belated birthday. Thank you, Duplicity. Nice to see you again, brother. How are you feeling with the flute? The fairy flute. G minor 432 hertz. Make sure to follow Soul Snow, a sound practitioner too. Oh, you want a birthday song for him? Happy birthday. You have to make everything original around here, so they know I'm not AI. I knew it. He's AI playing that flute. He's sitting too still. Can you believe it? They think I'm AI because I'm sitting too still. I'm speaking too clearly. How often do I clean the flute? Not that often. I mean, I wipe it right after. I do oil it once in a while if the weather's too hot or cold. Thank you, Kara. Nice to see you. Thank you for the follow. Thank you, Duplicity. I think we're ready to select another flute. Maybe we should let the birthday bro pick the next flute. Oh. What do you, in your heart, what are you feeling? What kind of flute you feeling? You know? What'd you say? Didgeridoo. Like, gotta go get the didgeridoo now. Oh, the mountain spirit. Alright. Gotta go for the deep bass. the Japanese flute. This one is called the Mountain Spirit. Currently, this is the lowest tone flute that I do have, in the key of F minor, or Hirajoshi scale, Japanese scale. This one has 5 holes, ergonomically placed, as you can see. Ergonomics. Ooh. And there's one in the back here too. 5 hole. Very mystical vibe, which is why we call, oh, this one is called the shakuhachi. The akibono is shakuhachi straight. And this one, it's, do I play the mandolin? I do not. Here we go. Not yet. Who knows, right? When you play this, you just feel heart open, hollow, so much energy. It's a big pipe. And happy birthday to Soul's Note. Happy continue, they call. Taller than me sitting here. This is a higher register you can play too. Very humbling flute. You have to give yourself to a flute like that. You can't, there's no casually playing something exotic, you know. You don't do it. Respect. The way you respect the exotic and the mundane is you give your all to the mundane, it leads you to something greater. We start with just one flute, and when you give your life to the flute, it gives back. With lots of practice, of course. And the geisha, this is what taught me to give myself to the flute. I thought this flute was a bad flute initially because I couldn't play this flute for a month. This is a Zen flute from Denmark. It's a Japanese flute made in Denmark from Cloud Lion Flute. Every day I thought I got a bad deal, but it was more of a skill issue and a connection issue. You have to earn your way towards some flutes, and this one, right, every day I was like, I'm gonna play every day till I make good music. Took a month to just make a good sound. That's how I sounded for a while. Like, what the? At the same time, I bought a flute we call this one the Samurai. I bought two at the same time. This one, way easier to play and louder. I was like, this is dope. But this one, what happened? She just a quiet flute that's emotional. And what makes this flute even more difficult is only has 4 holes. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's very limited. So it requires lots of technique and timing and breath work and flickering, right? And dramatic breath work, tapping the But whenever I surrendered to the spirit of the flute, so beautiful, right? It's delicate. It's like imagine you water the orchid all year and finally the orchid blossom. Like all this work for that blossom. course, everyone may be familiar with the shogun, the samurai. This flute broke under extreme cold weather during a sound bath in a pyramid. It popped, right? This is a very hard bamboo, aged bamboo, right? This bamboo is so hard you can hear the resonant. So when this popped, I thought something dropped from the ceiling. I was like, what the? And when I got home, well, when I was packing up, that's when I realized the flute was broken in 3 big cracks, as you can see. But I went online and learned how to repair this flute, which took a month because you had to soak a paper towel wet and wrap the paper towel around the flute to soften the wood, right? And then when the wood is soft, that's when I went to the store to find the thickest fishing line that you could find at Walmart. And it took about a month to just get it. So there's 25 knots of fishing line, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 1, 2, 3, 4, 25. But the shogun, we named this one the samurai before it went to battle and survived. Right? Yeah, for real. You went to battle. But that day the weather was like in the 20 degree or 30 degrees in Houston. And it was abnormally cold. And we had to do a sound bath. But you just gotta deliver. And so during the sound bath, the energy was so bad at that sound bath. Oh my. Right, there was drama. During the sound bath, people were like having. It was more of a there was a ritual happening, and the people couldn't find like common ground, and so the vibe was off, and the flute just. So I never let the energy get that bad ever again. If I'm involved. But sometimes you can't control some things. I oil them from time to time, yeah. Yeah, every Sunday we still have we still do gatherings. Here's the shogun. And that is the kind of flute that a samurai would actually carry when they're off duty. Because when you're off duty, you can't carry a sword, but you can carry a really hard bamboo. So that's also another interesting information that I found. When you're off duty, you can carry a stick but not a sword. And as you can see, it requires lots of drama, lots of timing, breath work, and of course respecting the spirit. So the flutes that make the most impact in the community is the one that I've built relationship with personally, deeply. Some flutes I haven't really built a story because the tone is not making a healing impact as much. Not yet. Right? For example, like this little one. And one of the reasons is that when people are trying to sleep or late at night, we're not trying to hear like that high pitch, like waking you up flute, you know. We're trying to hear like mellow and calm. This one like glee. And so that's why this flute doesn't, it's more like wake up. Now the interesting part is that this one is appropriate because it's a different scale. Okay, it's an Arabian flute with that tiny little hole. That's part of the flute. Even though it's small and higher pitch, but the scale makes people go. Thank you, man. How are we feeling so far? I hope you enjoy some flute story, the flute lore. Thank you, Chris Arashival. Thank you, Heidi. Yeah. I'm interested in how the scale of the flute and the different, origin of the flute impacts people. Thank you, Green Gear. Thank you, brother. Matt. Like how the Japanese flute and how maybe the Egyptian flute, how it is very hypnotic. Right? When we hear it, just does something to kind of sedative, But the Native American flute is more grounding, and the people need that, right? We don't need more hypnotized. We don't need to be hypnotized any more than we're already experiencing from social media. But it's a pleasant hypnotizing from the mysterious energy of the Egyptian flute, Arabian flute, Japanese flutes. Yeah, I think Native American flute is very comforting and very, down to earth, relatable. Like when you listen to them, like, that's dope. And then when you hear a bass, Native American flute that's bassy, like this one, you're like, whoa. Knocked me out with that. And then when you hear something more exotic, like a contrabass drone flute, you see the Viking ships. You start to see the Viking come to shore. Oh. Yeah. It's like our relationship with each scale, each tone is so unique, and you can use it to heal the world. And that's my intention here, right? Heal and generate more peace and love and groundedness. So thank you for all your roses, all your gifting, all your donation, by the way. Make healing interesting and authentic. Thank you to Soul's Note again. Brenda, Yas, Erica. Thank you to Christopher for the blessing. But this is the scale, the D minor scale here. This is the one that drew me. Like when I heard this, my life changed. I was like, what is that? Like, I need that in my life. We call this one the Mystic Village Flute because it's most balanced and rounded. Thank you, Bree. Yeah, The Mystic Village flute is like so balanced, so crispy, crisp, clear, strong, but gentle. But of course, once you hear the other amazing stuff, you're like, okay. Been, oh yeah. Well, you can get good at this if you practice. Many people, I mean, what if you practice anything, you get good at it, you know. And if you have it and don't practice and it's nice, let me know. I might be interested if I don't have that scale already. Been in torrential H-Town rainstorms and survived. Oh yeah. I played this in the rain. Yeah, I've done many flute sessions in the rain because we're outside and stuff. There's actually a flute guard that I saw online where like you can cover this part for microphone, but you can use it for rain playing too, which is kind of incredible. But in case you have to, sometimes you just gotta flute in the rain. Now I want one, but I would be so bad. That's why many people get 3D printed flutes, but again, it's more about I started with 3D printed flutes too. And I wasn't that good at sound healing with flutes, but I just didn't stop practicing. Yeah, you might want to look into. Well, also, if you get flutes that are higher pitch, it's easier to block the wind because bass flutes require like a gentle wind, gentle breath. Right? In a higher pitch flute, you can just. That one is an A minor. It's the most popular key. And so you might have one already. A minor. And there are some flutes design that helps with wind. I think like this one helps with blocking the wind, as you can see here. I think this is from that flute maker Guillermo. Right. You see how there's a divot, whatever, that blocks. This was a gift, and then it broke from. But it broke and it's repairable, so I repaired the flute. I could repair this more, like I could seal it better, but and I think I should. The energy of the flute maker affects the flute too. So that's why it's really important to kind of, I mean, if you become about the flute life, then you start playing flute that has a flute maker who's proud rather than you don't know where this came from, mass produced, whatever, right? Which costs more. But it doesn't have to if you just didn't buy the crazy ones. Yeah, if I was doing a sound bath in a windy city, you need big speakers. Or some kind of projection, sound projection, because the wind muffles the ear, making it harder to hear any sound healing. So having amplified sound is pretty crucial to the sound healing experience, which requires so much more effort. But it's worth it because it makes you proud of the work that you do. It's just so much, it costs more. You have to see where to plug in the power, or you bring your own power bank. What do you need? Sleep? We got 30 more minutes until I take another break and come back at 2 a.m. I can try to knock you out with the flute. Not literally, of course. You need money. And it's something you need more of it, right? And then I hope you get it. Usually when you need money, you need to learn how abundance works. Which means abundance education and financial education. It leads you and wisdom. Remember, right? If you just write that down, your life would change. Financial education, abundance education. Which kind of flute for? The geisha is a Japanese flute that is called the akibono, which is like a Japanese Zen flute with 4 holes. And the geisha is in the key of G sharp minor. Daido sings at G sharp minor. I will go down with this shit. I'll put my hands up and surrender. Yeah. She's gonna go to wonder why. Out of bed, morning rain clouds at my window. I checked. I was like, what key does Dido sing at G sharp minor? I'm like, oh, word? What song is, I was like, why does that? And G sharp is the throat chakra. It's basically the mouth chakra. It's like expressing the truth. Right? G is here. G sharp is here, and I, the A is here, third eye. Right? So G sharp is like the mouth chakra. It's like expressing the truth, your truth. Mm-hmm. Let's see, what's the sleepiest flute we have? And we'll go with that flow. Thank you for 100,000 likes, by the way. Thank you so much on TikTok here. Grateful for everybody hanging out. I hope you enjoy. Granny. Well, we call this one Rama. Shiva. I think this is the sleepiest flute I have here. Okay. Gigantic, pleasant, sacred, and from India. A contrabass bansuri. The exotics. Very purifying. Oh, you have one of these? It's a very difficult flute, actually. And this one is even more difficult because the holes are larger. I have big hands, and this one, the hole is as big as my finger here. touch on this one is more precise. Thank you, Black Cloud. That's so beautiful to listen to. Thank you. Thank you for listening. Big hand for big flute. The smaller version, which I do have too, I gave one to Brother Karuna, Reverend Karuna, and leaving this one. I bought this from a flute teacher who was, an Indian flute teacher. So it's a very excellent flute. So we call this one Lakshmi, a nurturing motherly tone. She says, I don't know why I am crying, but it's happening. Welcome to sound healing. When you hear a frequency that you're not used to and is emotional, it can open things that were blocked. Usually it's being open to love. I am enough. My beauty is enough. My love is enough. I am enough. And hearing the beautiful tones, it makes you feel life is great right now. Just as it is. Helps calm my crying. Yes, it can help calm the crying or the crier. The crying and the crier. Sometimes I get emotional myself because it just like, damn, this is so beautiful. I didn't even know this was possible. Usually the geisha is the one that like super emotional. That's why I name each flute something, because the flute makes a certain impact on people, and I name the flute according to how they perform. This one's named Lakshmi because she has this like nurturing tone, the tear wiper tone. You're crying and some lady comes in to wipe your tear. Vibe. I don't know how to explain it sometimes. It's more of a intuitive experience, right? The one with the yellow rat. Oh, the wandering buffalo. Yeah, this one heals a lot of masculine energy. It's okay to be strong. It's okay to be confident in yourself. You don't have to doubt yourself anymore. Vibe. I mean, they all have potential to do some kind of healing. That's why I just pay attention to the community and what, right? I log into y'all, and then the flute raises their hand. Pick me. It's my turn. I'm like, all right, it's your turn. Generally, how it works. And usually they do a combo. It's like tag team, right? Before we get to the super emotional flute, you start off with something that like gets you away from doubt, uplifts your spirit, and then the emotional flute does the uppercut. And that's when everything opens. You're like, I am enough. You know what I mean? It's like a 3 combo. Sometimes it's a 5 combo. Like 5 flutes in a row. I'm like, what are y'all doing to me? Are you gonna play or not? And I'm like, I play. Really, sometimes I'm like, I'm really doing a 5 flute combo right now on somebody. But that's the art of healing. Yeah. This is not for the that's 432 right there. Oh, it's 438. Wee. I mean, do you... Alright. You mean like Malte Martin plays 1111 hertz on a headband? Thank you, Shaco Cat. We got 7 minutes left till I take a 3-hour break. I'm thinking of switching my time from 8 p.m. to 11 to 9 p.m. to midnight. Because a lot of people, I guess, we'll see. What do you think? Instead of having 3 hours for the later stream, I eat midday, work out. I think I want to switch to that. It's better for my flow. 9 p.m. to midnight rather than 8 p.m. to 11. Yeah? Let me readjust that in my schedule here.
Luna Ultra in.
Oh. Let's see. Thank you, Summer. Thank you so much. 8 to 11 to 9 to 12. 9 to 12. 9, 10, 11, and 12. And then I'll take a break from 12 to 2 instead. Yeah. 12 to 2. Then 6, 7, 8, 9. So I have a longer break in the middle of the day, have time to digest food. This Hong Tai. I seen you play Native American flute. Are you Native? No, I'm Thai. Yeah. Oops. Too late for Pacific time. I'm in Central time, so Central time would be 2 hours earlier. So you're gonna be good. So generally, this is my schedule if you're just joining us. Okay. Doink. Okay. But I'm gonna move the time. I'm gonna adjust this schedule here. So I stream 3 times a day. Early, middle, and late. We're gonna adjust the middle part here. I'm central. I'm gonna adjust 9 p.m. to midnight, and 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. will still be the same. Except Saturdays, I don't stream unless I feel like it. Sometimes you just want to get on flute, yeah. Flute. Yeah. So I'll work on that. Shout out to Sister Christy helping with the... Yeah, because I was like, man, I was eating, working out, running to the stream. I'm like, I think I need more time because eating takes time. Exercising takes time. And then showering takes time. So I'm trying to exercise for at least an hour. Trying to get at least 10,000 steps, like 7,000 steps initially. Right? Yeah. So I'll figure out how to adjust that. Photoshop or something. But I hope you've been enjoying the experience. I'll be making more flute video, flute teaching video. I think a lot of people, there's more interest. I'll try to maybe make a series of flute videos that are interesting. Right. Everything's self-taught, so I just have to make stuff up that makes sense to y'all, hopefully, and focusing on, I want to share with you skills, right? Like how to vibrato. Yeah, my short is not growing except on Facebook. So I'm going to keep the talking part, I'm going to keep on just Facebook because it's receptive there. It's not growing anywhere else. But it's growing on Facebook. So. And I'm not really putting that much effort into creating the video, like intensely. But I think I need to find a way to bridge my live stream and the flute. And I think teaching the flute may be a good way to And here's the interesting thing about my statistics on Facebook. I just want to share with y'all because it's interesting. I relate to old folks. People have always told me I'm an old soul, but I just, like, word, you know? But when you look at the statistics, like, of who, you know, it's kind of like, whoa. What's it called? My audience. %22% is 65 and up. 21% 35 to 44. 19% 45 to 54. And 37.5% others. What is 56% women, 44% men. Countries that I'm watched that on here: United States, Philippines, and Cambodia. I actually have Cambodian, Laos, you know. The cities that I'm most of my followers are from Cambodia on Facebook. Bro. I guess, I get it. Houston and LA. Shout out to my Kamai. The Canadians are on TikTok and YouTube. Yeah. Y'all already. Yeah. Y'all already here. I'm talking to you right now. All right, let me adjust the schedule and then we'll see where it leads us. I'll be back in 3 hours. Here we go. Thank you, everybody. Breathing in. Inhale. Inhale. Please love your damn self. Por favor. Gracias. And I'll see y'all soon. If you're gonna be here later in 3 hours, make sure to follow Sister Bella, singing bowl, sound healing card reading vibes. Sister Grace does sound healing, but more in the morning. And shout out to Arrow Eyes, Spiritual Sound, for the rain stick, and he been hanging out quietly. And thank you to all the moderators and all the platform. Grateful that you resonate with this vibe. It's just humble, grounded, down to earth people. The end. Thank you. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you. Be back in 3 hours.